Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 24th. This week you have this card that says Bring Love into the Situation and this Meditate and Contemplate card. So it is a great time for meditation for you. You start with the High Priestess. The High Priestess needs to listen to her intuition. You also have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is also a great card for meditation or trusting your intuition. She has a blindfold on, and blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition. So it could just be a good week to, I kind of feel this is more like the start of the week, I should say, that maybe at the beginning of the week you kind of take some time for yourself or, carve out a little meditation time or time to listen to yourself. And I feel that would be really good for you. I also feel that I kind of get this feeling that you're preparing for something. It's like you're preparing for like a big project or a big move in your life in some way. The High Priestess, it kind of represents mysteries and secrets. The whole point of the High Priestess is that not only does she need to trust her intuition, but she also has no roof over her head, and the High Priestess can represent unlimited potential. The only thing that is limiting her is what she believes she can accomplish. So she might need to look behind this tapestry that's behind her here, and kind of like dig into the mystery. The other thing is she has these pomegranates. There's like pomegranates and date palms on this tapestry behind her. And what's popping into my head is that the pomegranate is the fruit of the underworld. And sometimes I feel with the High Priestess, because of the pomegranates behind her, that there is like something that we have to release to kind of like pass through the underworld, so to speak, right? And so you might be, I don't know, it's just popping into my head that there might be something that you have to release at this time. It could be like a habit or something you do or something that's like wasting your time. I don't know. Like I said, it popped into my head. You have the Queen of Pentacles. I kind of feel a lot of you are improving your resources. I'm not saying like your money is like spectacular at the moment, but I do feel that there are like small improvements coming in work and business. And I would keep, working towards creating those improvements. The Queen of Pentacles is a pretty good card for, making financial improvements. It's, she's a card of resourcefulness, and she would also encourage you to be resourceful in whatever it is that you're working on or getting started on. You have the Two of Swords. Again, she has this blindfold on. She needs to trust her intuition here. She's trying to make a decision, but sometimes the right decision is no decision at all, right? It's like when I was a kid, my parents used to say to me, like if I couldn't make a decision between two things, they would say like, then the answer is no, right? So sometimes I think that not being able to make a decision is actually the answer. And that's what's popping into my head here. We go up to the Five of Wands, which is conflict and competition, but the Five of Wands can be inner conflict. And then we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands kind of marches to the beat of her own drum. She does her own thing. I always say that the Queen of Wands is my card of learning as you go. But this, to me, looks like trying to make a decision based off of other people is what that looks like to me. So, again, you might be trying to decide between this or that, like this job, this person, that person. But maybe you want something completely different is what the Queen of Wands is saying, and that's the direction you need to move in. And, like, don't be a people pleaser, basically. With the High Priestess, yes, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is also kind of like a meditation card in a way, because the Two of Cups, it can be you in your higher self. The Two of Cups does not have to be love. This right here is a Staff of Hermes, and the Staff of Hermes represents Mercury, and so it can represent communication. And the Two of Cups itself can represent you and your higher self. So, like, you definitely need to create some time to communicate with your higher self this week. I think that'll be very important for you with the Two of Cups. You do have the King and Queen of Wands here, so there is a little bit of love. If you do want love, there could be a person coming in, although I don't think that's the focus of the reading. Yes, with the Ace of Pentacles, see, I feel like you are preparing for a big opportunity is what this reading is saying. Maybe you don't even know. So if you've been waiting for a job, waiting for your business to take off, it's like there's some sort of opportunity that's going to be coming in for you. I literally said it at the beginning of the reading. And the thing with the Ace of Pentacles is that we have to nurture the Ace of Pentacles into existence. So I'm not trying to make this reading sound better than it actually is. Like, yeah, this is going to require work, and it's not like you're going to be, it's not like you're going to be a millionaire overnight, right? But I feel that this will be worth it, whatever this opportunity is. Like, definitely could lead to a lot of success in the future. With the Two of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with in your life. Probably the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, it's not really a card of round and round thinking, but that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. To me, the Nine of Swords is the card of round and round thinking, but, I kind of feel you are bringing to an end that round and round energy in your life. Next, you have the Success and Triumph card. It says, nothing will be able to get in your way. It's like you're unstoppable. You will surely come out on top. So I feel you're a little bit unstoppable right now, Sagittarius. You have this crescent moon. It says, as the moon grows, so can your wealth, health, and happiness. Stay positive. Yes, definitely needing to stay positive at this time as well. You have the Sun, the Five of Wands, and the Justice card. The Sun is the best card in the tarot. The Sun makes the Ace of Pentacles grow, by the way. The Ace of Pentacles, we have this garden in the front of it here. And, that's the part of the Ace of Pentacles that represents nurturing something into existence. We have to give the Ace of Pentacles, which is usually an opportunity that has potential, we have to give it attention to get it to grow. The Sun is attention. So whatever new big opportunities are coming in for you, I would definitely be feeding that, the energy of those new things with your attention, your effort, and, whatever you can do to get it to grow. The thing about the Sun is that I'm not saying that this will be easy, but I always tell people to pay attention to ease with the Sun. Like, sometimes I think we can have multiple ideas. The idea that we think is the right idea, we put a lot of energy into it, it doesn't really grow. The Sun is something that, for the most part, just grows, right? There will always be obstacles in anything we work towards, but for the most part, does it grow? Perfect example, this channel. I had another business at the time that I started this channel, and I thought that other business was really going to get me to where I wanted to go, right? And I spent the first 4 years of this channel, I spent mostly focused on that other business. When I switched my focus to the channel, because I realized that's what I should be doing, this channel took off, right? Literally 4 years into this channel is when my channel took off. So, it's like one of those things. Sometimes I think we focus on the wrong thing, and we need to focus on what is actually working. If I paid attention at the beginning, this channel was clearly working at the beginning. And so I should have paid attention, right? And, that's what the Sun really wants us to do. And again, there have been a ton of obstacles in growing this channel, but for the most part, it was growing, right? You have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict and competition. I feel like this is inner conflict, like I said earlier. And I don't have good advice for you here, Sagittarius. I just feel, it's kind of like saying, get over it, right? Get over yourself. Sometimes I think we just have to, get out of our own way. And maybe that's the energy that the Five of Wands is kind of giving to you. And yeah, I'm not too worried about it either. You have the Justice card. Justice, I kind of feel you feel a sense of justice, as in, maybe in the past you would try to work on something and it wouldn't really go anywhere. And now I feel you are getting to a place where you can put energy in and you get some sort of result. And I say this all the time, that I think answers have been missing for a long time. What I mean by answers is, normally without Neptune and Pisces, I'm going to blame Neptune and Pisces for this. I think we can work on a project, a goal, a wish, a dream, whatever, and we get little breadcrumbs, at least, that we're going in the right direction. Neptune and Pisces, before Neptune and Pisces or after, the amount of time between those breadcrumbs is very close. With Neptune and Pisces, I think it stretches out the proof that something we're working on is actually working. Neptune and Pisces tries to get us to trust ourselves. It basically says, it's like the universe saying, I'm not going to prove to you that what you're doing is working. Do you trust yourself enough to work on what works? And that, I feel that's what's changing with the Justice card. It's like you can actually work on something, and I'm not saying things are perfect, like I said, but you're getting little bits of proof that you're going in the right direction. With the Sun, you have the Ten of Wands. Again, it's still going to be work, but I also feel that Sagittarius has dealt with a lot of burdens, and the Ten of Wands just says, it would be a good time to look at your responsibilities and to say, okay, this is working, this isn't working. I need to make sure I'm paying attention to the responsibilities that I actually need to do, and I'm not just doing things just to do things, right? And that's what I would pay attention to there. With the Five of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles, growth. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at what he's grown so far, and he's saying, should I keep growing this, or should I go grow something new? I think the answer for you is to grow your own stuff right here with the Queen of Wands, because, again, I feel this is like other people. These two cards here, Two of Swords and the Five of Wands, it's almost like this reading is saying, you need to make yourself happy, really, with the Sun. Here you go. With the Justice card, you have the Ten of Cups. To have justice in your life, you have to choose happiness. The 10 cups are above these people's heads, and they're standing in the real world. And the true story of this card is that these people are choosing happiness. They are choosing to do and focus on the things that make them happy, not necessarily other people. And again, I think for too long, Sagittarius has maybe chosen careers or has put other people's happiness first. And it's like this reading is definitely saying choose your own happiness. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this flow card and this diligence card. The flow card says that you are getting into the flow. The diligence card just says you're putting the work in to stay in the flow. And, that's kind of the message I'm getting here off of those two cards. You have the Queen of Wands, the Hermit, and the Page of Wands. I'm noticing that all three of these cards have a wand in their hand. Even the Hermit has his staff, which is kind of like a wand. And so a lot of you, I don't know, that's standing out to me. I don't think that's ever been a message that really has stood out to me before. But the wand should be something that gives you comfort, It's like, I think it's Les Brown who says, like, during the tough times, your reasons will be your rod and your staff that comfort you, right? Like, that thing to lean on is what the wand really represents. And the wand is like your reasons why you are trying to accomplish something in your life. And so the Queen of Wands, she moves towards the sun. She has a sunflower right here, and she moves towards things that make her happy, and she has this black cat right here. The black cat, during the times of tarot, were considered very unlucky, and the whole point of the black cat is that she doesn't care what anyone thinks. She's going to do what she wants to do, and the whole reading is definitely giving that message. You have the Hermit. Again, he has this rod or the staff right here. The rod with the Hermit represents knowledge and wisdom. What he is leaning on, that staff, is what he has learned on his journey. That's part of it. Everything about the Hermit represents knowledge and wisdom. The gray cloak, the gray beard, the star in the lantern, he has learned a lot. He has found his inner light by climbing to the top of this mountain. And I feel that should give you comfort. Like, you have been through a difficult period of time, like he has. He's been through a dark night of the soul. I think the past many years for you has been kind of like this dark night of the soul. And now you're at the top of the mountain. You've completed your journey, but now it's time to use your reasons why for something. And if you don't have a reason why you want to do something, I would come up with one. The star is about having a North Star. And you don't have the star here. I'm just saying you have the star in this lantern right here. And I always say with the star card, we need to have that guiding light, that North Star that we follow. And so, this row is kind of giving me the vibes that you need to come up with a reason for life, for your life in general. It's like, what would make you happy? What would an ultimate accomplishment look like for you, Sagittarius? And if you don't know, I would, spend some time thinking about it. And, I think people put too much pressure on themselves. So, it could be something small. And I also say that if you truly don't know, start small, right? Start with like a tiny little accomplishment. That could include putting on real clothes for the day, right? Like maybe you've been wearing pajamas for 6 years in a row, which is fine. No judgments here. But, maybe getting dressed in the morning would be an accomplishment, right? And so don't beat yourself up for that, is what the Hermit is saying. It's like saying, if that's an accomplishment, that's an accomplishment. Pat yourself on the back. You have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands he moves towards his enthusiasm and what excites him. He really doesn't have a good reason for starting the journey that he's about to start. He's just excited. That's it. So I feel that it's almost like this reading is saying it is like the return to excitement or the return to having a reason. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Magician. Yeah, the Magician says you have... I feel like the Magician you're reading actually is saying that you have a lot more skill than you give yourself credit for. He has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. And I really just feel you need to give yourself more credit, plain and simple. I literally said that as a joke a minute ago. But I feel, that's really what this row is saying. With the Hermit, you have the King of Swords, also a card of knowledge and wisdom. The King of Swords has the most knowledge and wisdom out of any of the kings in the tarot. So I feel that you really... with the star in his lantern on the Hermit, that it could be time for you to kind of like show off your skills. Maybe it's time to, start that business or start that YouTube channel or that podcast or whatever you're thinking about starting that could put your skills on display. That's what I would get started on here. With the Page of Wands, you have the Lovers. There is a little bit of love in this reading, like I said. We even go down, Two of Cups down to the Lovers. Now, the thing about the Two of Cups is it is a good love card, but sometimes I feel that the Two of Cups is a stepping stone soulmate. And so how you know, like, you have the Five of Wands in between that and the Lovers, so it's kind of telling me that maybe some of you are coming off of a stepping stone soulmate. How you know it's a stepping stone soulmate is usually a stepping stone soulmate comes into your life and they remind you a lot of yourself. Usually they, like let's say you had money issues like 10 years ago. Maybe when you met this person, they had the exact same issue that you did. Usually stepping stone soulmates come into our lives to remind us of something that we went through. And so you could be kind of like getting over a stepping stone soulmate and finding true love with the Lovers card if that's what you want. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card. It says self-care. It says if you want to live like royalty, start by treating yourself like royalty. I think you are living like royalty, or you need to live like royalty, is what this reading is saying. You have this teacher card. It says you have a natural ability to impart knowledge and guide others towards their inner light. Hermit. For sure. Hermit, he has his inner light in front of him. And so the thing with the Hermit is he is a teacher, but he doesn't tell anyone what to do. What he does is he just goes and lives his life in the real world. I believe the Hermit needs to come down from the mountain. That is like his next step, to come down from the mountain and be an inspiration for other people. He has to shine that light all over the place. So that is clearly your next step. You have the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the King of Wands. Queen of Swords is about seeing clearly for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and she is seeing into the future clearly for the first time. So a lot of you could be gaining a lot of clarity, which is great. You have the Six of Swords. Improvements. I mean, you've been getting improvements with me since the beginning of the year. So things should be improving. If things are not improving, I would, again, tap into your intuition. I would stretch a little bit as well. Say no. Like, maybe you need to say no to a person that is stealing your happiness. That could lead to improvement. Maybe you need to say yes more to yourself, and that could also lead to improvements with that card. You have the King of Wands. You do have the King and Queen of Wands. So divine counterparts. If you want love, definitely could be a fiery connection coming in for you. The King of Wands is also about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So I think the whole reading is saying has really said that the entire time, that it's time for you to have the confidence to go live the life that you want to live on your own terms, and then you will live like royalty if you do that. So let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Justice card again, which we have twice, going justice to justice. Whenever a card repeats itself, it's basically the universe saying I meant what I said. Now, this could say that to get clarity, or, let me back up a little bit before I keep stuttering here on camera. But what I would say is, like, to get justice, I would pay attention to cause and effect. You put energy into something, do you get something out of it? If the answer is yes, keep going. That could be the clarity. With the Six of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which again we have twice, which is crazy right here. So this could be improvements in your finances, like I already said. Six of Swords would say whatever you're moving on to could be the thing that is increasing your resources. With the King of Wands, you have two cards. You have the Four Wands and the Chariot. So the Four Wands, of course, could be marriage. So for those of you that want love, this looks amazing. Definitely could be marriage potential. The Chariot is a card of hard control. The Chariot driver is leaving behind everything he has known. He's leaving behind the city, and he's going in a new direction to have a victory. So I feel a lot of you could be moving closer to victories by, kind of like focusing in a new direction, or kind of like doing something new with your life. Amazing reading here, Sag. You have this Quill card. It says, get back to basics. Yes, nothing should be hard. Like I was saying, if something is going to work, for the most part, it's going to work. Like I gave you the example of my channel. This channel, at the beginning, it was working. I should have paid attention, right? Yes, there were obstacles. Yes, things came up. That's how everything works. But when I tried something new, it worked on the channel. So it was basically simple. Yes, I still had to put work in. Unfortunately, I do have to spell this stuff out, because people will get on here and they'll be like, oh, I posted one video on my YouTube channel and I failed. It didn't work. So what you said isn't true. I'm like, you didn't even try. So yes, you still have to try, but for the most part, do things work? You have this marriage card. Definitely could be marriage. You have the Four Wands, the divine counterparts. So looks really good. You have this bridge card. It says successfully overcoming problems. A lot of your readings have been talking about kind of overcoming issues or problems or challenges. So, of course, that's a good thing. You have this weeping willow. It says family sorrow. You've been dealing with family issues for a while, some of you. I mean, obviously, if you aren't, then you aren't. But for those of you that have, I feel like you're overcoming this stuff. You have this parrot card. It says someone will gossip about you and all your secrets. Mars retrograde. The retrograde ends on the 23rd, thank God. But, we're still in the shadow until May 30th, or the beginning of May, basically. May 2nd or 3rd or whatever it is. So, what I would say is ignore gossip. The best thing we can do with this is ignore it, plain and simple. So, really good. I like where this is going, Sag. Plain and simple. So, thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.